All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. An executive session was held in advance of this meeting to discuss personnel, contract, and legal matters. If everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Have a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to backpedal real quickly. I actually need someone to make a motion at this point to remove item number 14, academic calendar, from the agenda.
So moved.
Would you rephrase that to state it? Yes, please.
I would like to make a motion to remove number 14, which is the academic calendar, from the agenda.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, motion carries. Now I'll take a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is public comments on agenda items only at this time. Anyone in the audience like to speak? Please step up to the microphone and provide your name and the township or borough that you live in.
Hello, my name is Amanda Wooters, and I live in Penn Township. My daughter is a sophomore at the high school, and I am here in support of the softball coach, Rodney, who has submitted an application. I originally saw that there was the posting for the position, and when I inquired with Mr. Quigley, it was stated that the application process opens up every so many years to evaluate, different coaches, referrals, whatever the employment process is through the district. Completely understand. The only way that I have heard and that I'm standing up here is because of the comments and concerns that are going through the parents of the softball family here. I've heard concerns that our coach was not good enough for kids' mental health. There was swearing involved or people getting yelled at. I don't know. I was not there. This is probably the second time that I've seen Rodney, with the exception of going to games. I have not even introduced myself to the man because I did not witness any of those things happening at any of the games. I am concerned that if it is that big of a deal that we are allowing our parents to approve of employee applications, that there's been so many meetings now. I've looked through previous school board meetings this year. I don't see any notes of any softball concerns. So I'm not sure where we are with this. It has never been brought to my attention of coaching concerns or behavior by the athletic director, by any other coaches, by any of the district. That concerns me. If I have a good idea, it's the same parents that are in the travel world that continue to do the same thing to travel coaches. The last time that I checked, and please correct me if I'm wrong, high school sports is a voluntary program. I don't hear any objections. There are I think there were 26 girls that signed up for softball last year. That is more than enough to field 2 teams. If there is someone that is not happy in a situation that they are not in, and it has been brought to attention, okay, but there's been no action taken whatsoever. But why? Why? Just leave. The school is not responsible for hurting, it's just not happening. I mean, I don't understand why we are letting parents control this. If they're worried about their children's mental health, take their cell phones and go through your kids' camera roll. Look at the memes that they're reviewing. Look at their Snapchat accounts. Look at their conversations. I promise you, you will be mortified. You would be embarrassed. What this has also done is it's caused tension in between the players themselves. All these girls want to do, I promise, is to play softball. They don't care how mad their mom is. They don't care how bad their dad wants to coach or knows better or wants to have somebody's job. They just want to play softball. At this point of keep going back and forth with who approves and who doesn't approve, it is unnecessary. It is wasting time. It's only holding up. We didn't have an assigned coach for our indoor league where we welcome our new freshmen, they get a feel for the team, and we get a feel for who is, up to play for the season. We didn't have a certified coach there this year. Why? Because we're arguing back and forth over kids not getting their way or parents not getting their way. I don't understand. If this was this big of an issue, it should have been noticed and recognized and communicated with other parents. For the parents to let their kid go through 2, 3, and maybe this is their 4th season with Susquenita, if your child is being abused to the point that it's affecting their mental health, shame on you for keep signing them up. Why didn't you let me know? I'm concerned about my kid too. If it's that big of a concern, shame on you as a parent. This is ridiculous, and I hope that you have all made the decision to approve this man's position. I have not. My daughter wasn't on the varsity team last year. I don't care. She signed up to play softball. She enjoyed every single game. There was nothing that came back. This is voluntary. If you don't want to play, don't play. If you can't handle it, don't come. And for the parents, it's not, start dismissing parents from the games. The parents that are going and harassing our coaches, dismiss them. What makes them be able to stay here? You would do it if it was non-parent and an absurd attendee. If it was somebody that was not related and they were acting crazy, somebody would ask them to leave. If parents can't do the same, they can go too. The kids are the ones that are playing.
Thank you. At this point, I'm going to ask you to stop. Thank you. I appreciate it. Is there anyone else? And do we have anything online? Okay. We do not have any comments online. All right. Next up is a motion to approve the minutes from the December 4th, 2023 regular board meeting, the December 18th special board meeting, the January 9th, 24 policy committee meeting, and the January 9th, 24 caucus meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Unfortunately, because school was out today, we don't get to have our student reps here. They're always provide us something, unless you were able to pull something together.
No, they do a much better job than I will be able to. So we look forward to having them back in February, and certainly welcome them and all of their updates.
Thank you, sir. Just a few reports there. And next up is a motion to approve the payment of orders for the general fund prepaid of $180,286.04 and the general fund check summary of $264,013.47.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
I need to abstain from check 10805.
I need to abstain from check number 10826.
I need to abstain from check number 10837. What was that?
Any further discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to approve the Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center budget for the 24-25 school year, which reflects a contribution from Susquenita School District in the amount of $489,638, which we will note is a 5.18% increase to the district from the previous school year's budget.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? At this point, we're going to take a roll call vote on this, just
Mrs. Rabin?
in case. Yes or no on the,
Yes.
Mrs. Walborn?
Yes.
Mr. Lehman?
Yes.
Mrs. Singley?
Yes.
Dr. Cattell? Dr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next up is a motion to approve the middle school cafeteria upgrade in conjunction with Phillips Workplace Interiors using CoStar funding not to exceed $200,000, which will be paid from the cafe fund.
So moved. Second. Go ahead.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just have one point of discussion. Just for community's sake and for clarity, it's my understanding these funds are coming out of CoStar funding, which has to do with the cafeteria, which those funds are, we have those funds available and they can only be used for cafeteria funding, correct?
That is correct. This, any enhancements to the cafeteria, or that cafeteria fund can only be used for enhancements to the cafeteria, and it cannot be used for any generalized debt associated with the cafeteria as well.
So this is basically budget neutral.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying. Any further discussion? I'm going to take a roll call on this one as well.
Mrs. Walborn?
Yes.
Mr. Lehman?
Yes.
Dr. Cattell? Mrs. Rabin?
Yes.
Mrs. Singley?
Yes.
Dr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next up is personnel. We have a motion to approve personnel matters A through J.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to dissolve the cooperative interscholastic athletic agreement for high school girls soccer with the Newport School District.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just one point of clarification for community. It's my understanding there was only one Newport student who had been participating in recent years, and they are also in support of dissolving this relationship. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to recommend the board. Next up is a motion to recommend the board add Carolyn Ann Johns to the approved Roar van driver list.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to approve the 2023-2024 Consortium Special Education Agreement with Perry County Schools.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Could this be explained in a little bit of detail, please?
So our consortium is an agreement that we have with the other school districts in Perry County. The idea behind the consortium is that a member school within this consortium may have a particular program that we may not have, and therefore sharing resources for students will allow us to continue to do that and operate in that mechanism. I think it's a great way to continue those partnerships with our local and neighboring schools, and to be able to service some of the needs of our students that we might not be able to do without having these types of partnerships, and it keeps it within our county.
So in other words, if we had 5 students, 6 students within all the Perry County schools who were in need of a deaf and hard of hearing classroom, one of our schools would create a deaf and hard of hearing classroom, which then all the Perry County schools would send their students to have their needs met in that particular district. Is that correct?
That's an example of that, absolutely. If there would be a need and there would be an eligibility for a teacher in that particular area, that's certainly an example of that. Yep.
Thank you.
Just a quick question is, so I'm looking at the contract that we're approving. It looks like all of it is going to Newport? Like, so is it only a one-way thing or no?
No, we receive students as well from all of the neighboring schools.
Okay. This
So
seems to
we
say
have
that
programs.
Okay, then what I'm reading is it just keeps saying that Newport will operate, Newport will operate, Newport will operate.
We can certainly take a look at that and just make sure that that language is is clarified for all member school districts.
I mean, it has a place for all members, school districts to sign, but it looks like, that's why I was just wondering, it looked like it was, all tuition was going to Newport. So the way I kind of thought this was, is if we had something that we could offer to Newport Greenwood West Perry, they could come to us and pay that tuition rate. But then we could go to them if they offered something we didn't offer. And unless I just did a quick look-see on this and I'm not reading it
So
correctly.
Newport actually is the one who coordinates the entire program. They're the ones who will collect and then distribute the funds based on behalf of Perry County. So that's why the agreement is designed specifically just Newport. They're the sole mechanism and the person who will collect and then distribute based upon need. So it doesn't mean we don't operate programs for students. The one person, though, Newport, is that is the kind of the business side of things that operates. So that way people aren't billing 6 different directions. It provides for one entity to serve as that main hub. And Newport has been doing it and it's been rather successful for us in previous years.
Okay.
All right. Next up is a motion to approve the first reading of policy 702.1 sponsorship.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to approve the second reading of policies 231, educational trips, non-school sponsored, and 626.1, travel reimbursement, federal programs.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to approve the board discipline committee's recommendation for student 101206.
So moved.
Second?
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Skipping 14. Next up is a motion to approve the A-Push field trip to Washington, D.C. from Thursday, March 7th, 2024 to Sunday, March 10th, 2024 to tour various museums, go bowling, and visit an escape room.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Next up is a motion to accept a $1,240 donation from Bethany United Church and a $600 donation from Wesley United Methodist Church, both to be applied towards delinquent lunch accounts.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Oh, yeah, it's still me. I unfortunately don't have a whole lot. I haven't had a meeting other than my initial orientation after agreeing to step in to support Dr. Rubish in representing Susquenita at Cumberland Perry Area Career in Tech. I'm hoping to learn more and be an fixture down there and bring back good information to this board here. I did send out an email to all of the board informing everyone of the board member orientation that is being held tomorrow morning at 8:30 at Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center. If you are interested in attending, the opportunity is still there. If you've freed up tomorrow and you would like to go, Dr. Jones is planning to attend. So yeah, tomorrow morning at Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center, you could go and participate in the orientation, see the program, see the campus there, and get more informed for yourselves if you are available. Any questions about CPA CTC? All right. Meeting schedule is highlighted there. And administrative reports. Passing the baton to Dr. Fox.
Well, thank you very much. First order of business is tomorrow we are operating on a 2-hour delay due to the high winds, the road conditions currently. We'll continue to monitor those road conditions early in the morning as we see where we are currently at that time. I'd like to thank the Bethany United Methodist Church as well as the Wesley United Methodist Church for their donations to the lunch accounts. Thank you, and thank you to all of our community support throughout for helping and assisting to kind of chip away at those lunch accounts, and we sincerely appreciate all of our community support. January is a really special time. It's a special time because it's not only a new year, but it's also board recognition, and during this time, we would be repressed, and it's really important for us to take a moment to thank each and every one of our board members during this board recognition month. Board members are elected officials, as you know. They put in a tremendous amount of time reviewing, attending meetings such as caucus and policy, committees, conferences, board meetings, and the like. They attend a tremendous amount of mandated required training to be able to just serve here as volunteers. And they dedicate a tremendous amount of time to the community. I am proud, sincerely, to work alongside and be a member of this incredible team of 10. We work together to meet the needs of our district and partner with you as the community. Members of the board, I am pleased to present here in a second a customized gift designed by Mr. Blake Moore and Mr. Terry Engel, our technical education teachers. The inscription on this board for the board is a cut above. And you truly represent each and every one of you. So please join me as we give a collective round of applause for our Board of School Directors. Now the presentations of the board to the boards. And once again, thank you to Mr. Moore and Mr. Engel for your hard work in creating these very creative little thank you gifts to our Board of School Directors. And thank you for your countless hours. We could not operate without your dedicated service. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you to both the tech ed teachers for that. This is always nice to see what they come up with and create,
Yeah.
each year. Any board members wishing to provide any reports at this time? All right. Is there anyone wishing to make any public comments that were not related to the agenda, just general? If so, please approach the microphone, let us know your name and what township or borough you reside in.
Hi, I'm Katrina Evans. I am on the agenda to become the new middle school art teacher. I'm from Duncannon, so I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself and my family, my daughter, my husband.
Yeah.
My son just graduated from here last year,
Great.
so I appreciate all your effort and all your countless hours, like Dr. Fox said, so just want to say hi.
Thank you. Yeah. River Evans. Thank you very much for being here. That's a great surprise and a great treat, actually, for everybody. Shows a lot. I mean, it really does.
Before you, I don't know when it's appropriate to ask this, but before you adjourn, are we able to go back into short executive session to discuss a personnel matter?
We can do whatever you want to make a motion for.
May I make a motion to, I didn't know the, may I make a motion
To adjourn to
a
executive. Here, how about we do this?
short executive session?
Since I like you, I'll do it for you.
Well, short is relative, but it'll be short. I think it'll be short.
Right. So, all right. Are we done with public comments? Yes? No? Looks that way. All right. At this time, I will make a motion to adjourn to short executive session with no voting to occur afterwards. 15 minutes or less short. There, I just made a motion. Leanne, you at least need to.
Second.
Second.
Well, I need someone to move it first.
Can we do a roll call vote?
Yeah, shut up.
No, I moved it. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Fine. This meeting is adjourned.
I asked for a roll call vote.
Oh, God.